There were plenty of white, privileged oppressors that took advantage of the system to continue to abuse and oppress African Americans who are great contributors of society.
When did that happen and when?
All throughout history. As soon as white people started going to Africa and pulling people against their will onto slave ships.
That didn't happen. That's a made-up lie. The white man didn't just go to Africa to get some Negroes. That was made up.
A lot of so-called pro-black men today like to push the totally unfounded and nonsensical belief or rhetoric that blacks of America are the descendants of the ancient Egyptians. And they do it based off of the premise that they were black and we're black, so we must be the Egyptians. No, that's not how it works. There are thousands of different tribes in Africa. There are thousands of different tribes of color across the world. You can't just pick the ancient Egyptians. It doesn't work like that. That's one of the ways that they're telling you that the version of history that's studied in schools is totally fabricated. It's not true. All right. And the things that we're taught about the medieval time period and the age of slavery and things like that, the majority is either fabricated or highly, highly exaggerated. They did not bring 50 million so-called black people just from one small location on the west coast of Africa on sailboats. All right, brothers, it didn't go down like that.
We do admit slavery did exist. But when it comes to this African versus Aborigine thing, I have to make it clear what my position is. My position is this. There is no evidence to prove that the vast majority of black Americans, I'm talking black Americans who have no ties to any other country, we have no evidence that says that we come from Africa. The vast majority of us. No evidence at all. And a smidgen of evidence that some of us come from Africa. In some spots. More evidence, way more evidence to prove that we're Native American. Or at least not African. Than we do to prove that we're African. And the only ones telling us we're Africans are people who are not us, these goddamn Caribbeans and the white man, their master. How do we know that's their master? Because they're Freemasons.
Who is Ankhs crack pipe? Who is Ankhs crack pipe? Who is Ankhs crack pipe?
I don't use crack. I don't care about that.
What we are arguing is when the Aboriginal people, the so-called Aboriginal and Native people, when they say things like, we are not African. You don't have no African blood in you. Your ancestors don't go back to Africa. That's the point that we are arguing. Don't get it twisted, family. That's what we are talking about. That's the point that we are arguing. Don't get it twisted, family. That's what we are talking about.
See, we have other things in because of slavery, because of Arabism, right? Right. So we have other, you are the pure. Hold up. You're pure.
Yes. Dr. Reggie, are you familiar, Dr. Reggie, that all of us didn't come over here on slave ships? So when you say that you are closer because of slavery, Dr. Reggie, I got to disagree with you on that, because all of us didn't come here on the slave ship.
The way the white man could have brought all these niggas over here. The dumb nigga, he didn't know that the world wasn't flat. It took 30 days for a ship to travel from Africa to the Western Hemisphere.
You say the dumb nigga, who are you talking to?
I'm about the Caucasian.
Okay, let's make it plain.
The Spaniards, the Belgium, the Portuguese, and the British.
And I agree with my brother.
Now,
they didn't know that the world was round.
If it took 30 days for a ship to go from Africa to here, and let's say he got 200 on the ship, 200 times the 30 days, plus supplies. How many ships would he need to bring 100 million niggas over here to North America?
All right, I believe, I actually.
Do the mathematics.
Yeah.
Math don't lie.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if we did the mathematics, there's no way that that story can fan out. 2 Black people have always been in North America.
That's what I just
There has never been a time when the black man was not on the shores of North America.
That's what I just
There has never been a time when the black man was not on the shores of North America. Black people have always been in North America.
That's what I just
There has never been a time when the black man was not on the shores of North America.
Bang, bang, I shot you down, bang, bang, you hit the ground, bang, bang, that awful sound, bang, bang, I used to shoot you down.
I think what y'all got to do is take a trip over to Ghana. Go visit Cape Coast. Go and visit the slave dungeons through the door of no return. Go and visit the slave dungeons through the door of no return. Go and visit the slave dungeons through the door of no return. And then come back and tell me that we are not from Africa. That's what you do.
They're not slave fortresses in Africa. Who the fuck is gonna build a fucking slave dungeon so-called fortress? It's a fucking fort for the colonists to protect the fucking coast of the land they fucking stole. That's what the fuck it is. Any other fort around the fucking world is just called a fucking fort. I saw a video where a guy went into the famous fort. It was in Ghana. I was watching carefully.
It's not known how many enslaved Africans were forced from their homes and sent to the New World, to America, during the nearly 400 years of the transatlantic slave trade. Estimates range from anywhere from 12 million to 40 million. Untold numbers of Africans died on the journey to the New World, shackled, crammed side by side, as many as 500 to a ship. They were held for transport, they were beaten, the women raped at Cape Coast Castle and other places like it in Western Africa. Now we want to take you inside the castle and the dungeons and show you what human beings are forced to endure and what the president and his family witnessed this weekend. What must have been the most emotional part of his trip took place here at Cape Coast Castle. This is where enslaved Africans were held before being shipped to the New World, being shipped to America. They were kidnapped from their homes, taken from their villages, ripped from their families. And as soon as they were brought here, the men were separated from the women. The men were forced into this area, the male dungeon.
The shit was not a slave dungeon. It was a fucking fort. That's why there are fucking cannons on the thing. I mean, come on. It's designed to prevent you from catching bombardment from ships. It's designed for you to bombard ships. And the whole purpose of a fort is, like I said, so you can bomb ships on the coast coming towards you. And so you can try and repel their bombs. That's the whole purpose of the fucking fort. I mean, come on. I mean, we gotta stop being stupid and being tricked by these coon Caribbeans.
What we are arguing is when the Aboriginal people, the so-called Aboriginal and Native people, when they say things like, we are not African.
Okay, now, who are you calling the black man on the shores of North America? Who, particularly?
Who am I calling the black? Hey, Reggie, I know you didn't.
Just answer me.
Me!
Bang, bang, I shot you down.
The so-called Aboriginal and Native people.
You know, just as an aside, for you brothers, if you've ever paid attention to the Washington Redskins, their emblem depicts a quote-unquote Aboriginal man. If you look right to the left of DJ Swearinger's head, you'll see that pink bowl with the 20th anniversary emblem on top of it, and right underneath that is the Washington Redskins emblem. And you'll see that figure, which is an Aboriginal, quote-unquote, so-called Indian in profile, has the same exact, quote-unquote, skin complexion as DJ Swearinger. As a matter of fact, DJ Swearinger is wearing a Washington Redskins hat. And you can see that emblem, once again in profile, has the same skin complexion as DJ Swearinger.
Bang, bang, bang.
Every time you say the name of the Washington franchise is jarring to me. I cannot believe we live in a world where people just throw that word around and think it's okay. And if you think it is, go to a reservation and say that.
And let me add, Max.
Well, Max Kellerman, if you were to go to a reservation, I guarantee you, you would not see anyone who looked anywhere near like the Washington Redskins emblem, which if you pay very close attention, if you look at the bottom lower left-hand corner of the screen, you know who looks exactly like the emblem of the Washington Redskins? Reuben Foster does. Look at Reuben Foster's face in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, and then look at the emblem of the Washington Redskins. And that should tell you all that you need to know about what they know about who the Aboriginal people of the Americas were and what they look like. And that should tell you all that you need to know about what they know about who the Aboriginal people of the Americas were and what they look like. And that should tell you all that you need to know about what they know about who the Aboriginal people of the Americas were and what they look like. Because I guarantee you, there's almost no one on any of these quote-unquote Indian reservations who looks like that Redskins emblem. And you know the term Indian? Don't you know that term Indian was used interchangeably in the ancient world and in the medieval world for a so-called black person?
Bang, bang, you hit the ground.
The so-called Aboriginal and Native people.
So everybody look it up, right? Huh?
What you talking about? Look up, bro.
Look up
What's this
Native Americans and slavery.
I said the Indian was black. Y'all keep switching topics and switching subjects. You never stay on point, man.
No,
So hold on. Let me clear it up. Hold on, Reggie. Let me get this straight. Are you saying that the Indians that were here, they were us? We are the same people as the natives?
You the original native of North America.
Dr. Felder, I got to bring you over here, Doc.
The black man is all over 196,940,000.
Shabazz are saying, hold up, Shabazz is saying that the Indians are us. We are the Indians that was here.
Eskimo ain't white and he in the cold climate. Why? Why?
Now this is a professor. He's a scientist.
What's that mean to me? What are you telling me about that for?
Because he got background. He got a background and he got.
He's an elder.
Hold on.
You didn't say elder.
Dr. Felder.
As far as I know, right, on the American continent, there were black people, there were Asiatic Indians, and there were different other kind of people.
Were they the same people, the Indians and the blacks?
Well, you know what? You got Asiatic Indians who are not black. You got the black Indians who are black. You hear what I just said?
Yes.
There are some Indians who are black. You hear what I just said?
Yes.
There are some Indians who are black. You hear what I just said?
Yes.
There are some Indians who are black.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bang, bang, that awful sound.
The so-called Aboriginal and Native people.
Keeping it real, son. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the old dirty dog.
You're telling me you're not on anything?
No, I'm not.
I would have sworn you were.
Not at all.
Really? You look
Really?
like
Not at all.
you look like you were chilling in some rum and coke.
I
No.
could have. I see. Last night when that happened, I said, "Whoa, is he high?"
Really?
Ooh, well, no, not at all. I only drink water. That's the only thing I drink.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you had a drinking problem for a while or something?
Well, it wasn't really. It's just the Indians don't really get too along with the fire water, and you know.
Are you an Indian?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I thought you were a black guy.
Hey.
You're Indian?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta be
What kind
kidding
of
me.
Indian are you?
Like Tonto Indian?
Shinnecock Indian.
Really? You're a Shinnecock?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you were a Shinnecock.
You could have fooled me.
That's the kind I am.
Hey.
So you should be Big Chief Bastard, not Old Dirty.
His family was here when Columbus landed, huh?
Is that right?
Yes.
So you are not a black man, you're an Indian.
I'm an Indian.
So you are not a black man, you're an Indian.
I'm an Indian.
So you are not a black man, you're an Indian.
I'm an Indian.
No kidding. Now this is a shock.
We are learning more today.
Hey, you look totally black.
Yeah, I was definitely Indian.
Bang, bang.
The so-called Aboriginal and Native people.
Can I just end with this one thing? These four brothers sitting here, we didn't all come from Africa. And there was there was a country before 1492, and our history goes way beyond 1492. So you can't start us at 1492. We were always here. We were always here. we were always here.
Bang, bang, that awful sound.
The so-called Aboriginal and Native people.
Man, I be seeing y'all going crazy with the shit I've been saying on Sway. Niggas be like, yo, Walker said he not black. You're right, I'm not the Black America call me, and it's just hard for a nigga to be from the slums, the ghetto, the hood, whatever. Niggas want to say we from, and then when you become this celebrity, you get to walk around the world, get to travel around the world, you get to touch the people, and you get to find out the truth. And then when you get back home, what you call America, and you start telling the truth, the people you see that's in your community that's still plugged in the matrix and still trapped into what society tells you is reality. And you know it's not reality, you know it's not the truth, and it's hard to explain it because you truly learning still. You truly just experiencing false statements and false lifestyles. And it's hard to explain. But just know, my nigga, like, I'm black. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't the Black America side, yo. Get the fuck out the matrix, y'all.
Bang, bang, I used to shoot you down.